Hi all, hope you all doing good. Again Satish Kumar from SSM Institute of Engineering and Technology, Palani Road, Bindukal, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Welcome back to the tutorial sessions as well as the lecture sessions in the Electrical Machines 1. In former videos we have discussed about the introduction of Electrical Machines 1. Hope you all gone through the video and some of them give the positive comments also, and I will go through it, and I am very thankful for the persons who are commenting on my videos. Now in this session we are going to see little bit about the introduction of principle of operation of DC motor especially. Hope you know the Electrical Machines 1 combines both DC motor as well as DC generator. The DC generator part will be dealt later. Now we are going to start with the DC motors. DC motor, in the sense we all know, it converts the electrical energy to mechanical energy, and generator from mechanical energy to electrical energy. How the conversion process takes place comes under the principle of operation. That's the topic we are going to deal with. Today we are going to see some introduction regarding the principle of operation. That's it. The supporting animation videos can be seen in the later forthcoming videos. Okay, let's get into the topic. The first PPT represents the theoretically the same DC machine can be used as motor or generator. That means the construction is same for both DC motor as well as generator, and we can use the same machine as a motor as well as generator, because the combination of the components that has been described in the previous videos to construct a DC machine is used for both motor as well as generator. The conversion process only differs the DC machine as a motor and generator. Okay. Therefore, the construction of the DC motor is same as that of DC generator. Hope you all know the construction of the DC motor is very same, accurately same with respect to the DC generator. Now we are going to see about the working principle of a DC motor. An electric motor is an electrical machine which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Yeah, we know. This is the conversion process takes place in the DC motor. The basic working principle of the DC motor is, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it will experience a mechanical force. What does it mean? Just interpret the statement that has been given in the PPT. Whenever a current carrying conductor, for example, if a conductor carrying some amount of current is placed in a magnetic field which is already present there, then what will happen? It will experience a mechanical force. Why it will experience a mechanical force? A current carrying conductor is nothing but an electromagnet. When an electromagnet is placed in a magnetic field, what will happen? Either north and north get repelled or north and south will get attracted. The net result is mechanical force, force of attraction or force of repulsion, isn't it? That's what meant in the statement. The direction of this force, that's what force? The experienced mechanical force. The direction of this force is given by Fleming's left-hand rule. And its magnitude is nothing but the formula. The amount of force, the magnitude of the force experienced is given by F. F is nothing but force, is equal to BIL. B is nothing but magnetic flux density. What is magnetic flux density? The amount of magnetic flux passing through an unit surface area is called magnetic flux density. And I is the current. What current actually? Current carrying conductor, isn't it? The amount of current we are passing to the conductor is I, and L, length of the conductor within the magnetic field. Therefore, BIL. These component describes about the how much force we are get experienced. What is Fleming's left-hand rule? We know the direction of the magnetic field is given by the Fleming's left-hand rule. What is Fleming's left-hand rule? We are having the two hands, isn't it? Take the left hand. Fleming's left-hand rule. If we stretch the first finger of the left hand, second finger and thumb of our left hand to be perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular in the sense mutually perpendicular. All the three fingers that has been outstretched are mutually perpendicular to each other, and the direction of the magnetic field is represented by the first finger. What is the direction of magnetic field? Already there is a magnetic field present in that area. That is the direction of the magnetic field. It is represented by the first finger, that is forefinger of your left hand. The direction of the current passing through the conductor, isn't it? We are going to place that current carrying conductor in the magnetic field. That the current direction is represented by the second finger. If both are get experienced, what will happen? A force is experienced. Listen, force comes out. The direction of the force which has been experienced by the conductor after placing in the magnetic field is given by the thumb direction. Then the thumb represents the direction of the force experienced by the current carrying conductor. Once again, we interpret the statement. For the direction of the force experienced, we have to go for Fleming's left-hand rule. We already know Fleming's left-hand rule in the 12th standard. We outstretch the first, second and thumb of the left hand mutually perpendicular to each other. In that, the forefinger, the direction of the first finger represents the magnetic field, and the direction of the current in the second finger and the thumb experienced force is in the direction of the thumb actually. Then, when armature windings are connected to the DC supply, we discussed as a theoretical concept. Now get into the construction of the machine, which we have been already seeing. When the armature, we know the two windings are present in the DC machine. One is armature winding, another one is the field winding. Because we don't have any permanent magnet inside the machine, we have to create the magnetic field with the help of the field winding by giving supply. Therefore it is called as field winding. The another current carrying conductor is nothing but the armature winding. Okay, when the armature winding is connected to the DC supply, an electric current sets up in the winding. The magnetic field may be provided by the field winding, or that is called electromagnetism, or using the permanent magnet. I already told the DC machine doesn't have any permanent magnets. We have to create the magnetic field. Therefore, the creating magnetic field is nothing but electromagnetism, and the winding which helps to create the magnetic field is called field winding, which is connected in the poles we have already discussed. Okay, when the now our turn is, we have to place the armature windings and we have to give supply to the armature windings. Okay, the second point, in this case, a current carrying armature conductor experiences a force due to the magnetic field according to the principle stated above. What will happen? Already there is an field winding which is having a magnetism. Now we are placing the armature winding. What we have to do? Again we are placing the armature winding which has been connected to the DC supply. Then what will happen? The armature conductor will experience a force due to the magnetic field by the law we have stated below. Okay. Even though this is a DC machine, the force experience is alternating in nature. So in order to get the unidirectional force outside the motor, what will happen? Electrical energy is given, mechanical energy has been developed inside the motor, but what kind of mechanical force has been developed? It has been twisting nature. In order to make it as a unidirectional, we need a segment called commutator. Here the commutator is made segmented to achieve the unidirectional torque. Otherwise the direction of the force would have been reversed every time. When the direction of the movement of the conductor is reversed in the magnetic field, this is how the DC motor works. Let us conclude with the points. Okay, what will happen? Theoretically, the DC machines are same as that of DC motor and DC generator because the construction is same. Second one, the principle of operation of DC motor is nothing but whenever a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, it will experience a force. The experiencing force direction is given by the Fleming's left-hand rule. And finally, what has happened inside the DC motor is the armature windings we have to give supply. Then placing the armature windings near the field windings. Field winding is already has been excited and having a magnetic field. Therefore, a force has been experienced in the armature winding. And the force is actually reversal in direction. In order to make it as unidirection, we need a commutator segment. Okay, this is how the DC motor works. And thank you for listening.